Nate at Fresh Coat Marketing. In today's video, we're going to continue the series we just built out and are in the process of getting the Google My Business verified. So now what we need to do is turn our attention to the optimizing of the profile. Okay. So here's what we got to do here. So here's the back end of the Google My Business area here. And you simply have to click on sign in, and then it'll allow you to click on this. And then here's basically the tools that we have at our arsenal to optimize the Google My Business listing, okay? If you need to add someone to help you optimize this, you click on this button, you click on business profile settings, and then it allows you to add and remove people here, okay? There's also kind of like advanced settings here that if you're doing any kind of Google Ads and you want the location extension to show here, you can add that on there. But in general, this is just going to be for linking and removing people from your account here, okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to hit all of these, okay? But first thing we're going to do is going to edit profile. First thing you're going to want to do here is go to the business name, and you want to put your exact business name that's on your COI, your business documents, your EIN. And I'm talking exact, right? So if you have like LLC on here, or if you have anything else on there, you need to add that on there. Now, business category, if you're a painting company, the number one category is going to be painter. However, there's additional categories. So if you're also a painter that does drywall, you can put drywall contractor. If you're a painter that also does floors, you can do floors, okay? Flooring contractor, okay? Now, there's a slippery slope with this. Your main category is what Google's going to determine and mostly rank your business for, okay? The secondary categories you can almost think of as little hints for Google, okay? You will never outrank another flooring company that has flooring contractor as their main category, because they're basically saying, hey, Google, this is my main category. I want you to rank for flooring versus anything else, okay? But if you're in a non-competitive area, and there's not really many other flooring contractors, and you put flooring as a secondary category, there's probably a good chance that you can rank additionally for that. So think of them as almost like sweeteners, and they're not really like the main like drink. It's just kind of a little side thing that you don't want to like miss out on, but it's also not going to be a complete game changer, okay? And you can also do a little trick that I use so that you can see what your competitors have as their secondary category, okay? So that little trick is using a GMB extension tool here. So it is one of these, I forget exactly. I think it's, let me see, give you guys the exact one here. Let's see here. So this is the Phantom GMB audit tool, okay? If you guys are interested in that, I can link it in the description here. But basically what it does is it allows us to see a couple things here. First, allows us to see the category. So you can see the main category is painter. Main category is painter, and then painting, and then just painter, okay? So every single one of our competitors in this area just has one main category, okay? So that's a really big sign, and you kind of want to blend in at first what ranking in your area, right? So if I saw painter, floor contractor, drywall contractor, okay, it gives an indication that there's a little bit more variety with the secondary categories, so we could potentially use those. But if I'm trying to rank in this area and I just see painter or painting, I'm not going to use a secondary category in the beginning. I'm just going to go with painter, okay? So that's a little hack there to see what to put as your categories. Description, Google gives you 750 characters, okay? These are not words, characters. What you're going to want to do here is use this as much as possible, okay? And in your first sentence, you're going to want to put a couple of your keywords on here, okay? So painting company, painter, and your city, okay? We want to be able to be super, super, super clear with Google. Again, there's no one like manually reviewing this. Not some guy in Google's headquarters. I'm reviewing everyone's Google My Business listings. That's not the case, okay? This is like an algorithm. There's like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these, and there's hundreds and thousands of changes. So we need to make it ultra, ultra clear to Google exactly what our business is about A good tip on this is go to your about page, take a content of that, maybe use ChatGPT or write it out yourself and come up with better content, okay? And you're going to want to use as many characters on here. You don't want to just put, hey, we provide painting services in such and such county. That's like not much on there, okay? The more meat you put on this profile, the more Google has to pull to rank you. Opening date is not that important. You can always put this. This also helps though, because if you've been in business for a long time, it's a big benefit, right? To customers and to Google. So put your opening date on here. Contact number, you don't need to change. If you allow people to chat with your business, if you use WhatsApp, I know a lot of people are not really using WhatsApp in the US lately. But if you want to add on here, that's a great way for you to stand out. Add your website on here. And then after your website, do me a favor, add this, right? So let's say you have a website, mywebsite.com, add this. Okay, what that is a UTM parameter. So that UTM parameter, it's going to show you when people come from the Google My Business listing, because otherwise there's no way to really tell. So you have to put that behind your website so that way you know when people submit the form, when people go to your website from the Google My Business listing, you can tell by that. It's called the UTM parameter. Cool. Social profiles. So social profiles are really important, okay? So here's what we have. We have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest, okay? If you don't have profiles on these, go ahead and get them. Just get them right away. Make sure it has the same name. Make sure it has what's considered NAP. So your name, address, phone number, and then your website, okay? You want those to be the exact same across all these profiles. And the reason is when Google does this little Google thing and starts searching, hey, this is a new business. What's going on here? Are they online? They're going to check on Twitter. They're going to go, okay, they're online on Twitter. Same information. Oh, they're online on YouTube. Oh, they're online on Facebook. Oh, they're online on Instagram. Oh, they're on LinkedIn. Oh, they're on Pinterest. Oh, they're on TikTok. Okay, and what does that do? It solidifies the business in Google's eyes. If you're just a fly-by-night business and you're just trying to just make a ton of money and just screw people over, you're not going to want to go and just create all these profiles for people to be able to reach you, right? So this is a way that we can differentiate ourselves. And a lot of people won't go to the extent on this. They want to hide behind their computer. They want to hide behind their business. But if you go ahead and get these and start actually posting, which I do recommend, you're just not going to be able to get the traction. And so when it comes to the Google My Business, get those and add them here, okay? Next, location and areas. We're gonna have this turned off. This is not turned on. We want it turned off because we're not going, or people are not coming to our home, right? We're going out to people, okay? Add your service area on here. And then a little trick on here is for your main area. Let's say you're serving like Albuquerque, put all the zip codes that are corresponding to Albuquerque right there, okay? What that's gonna do is it's gonna help you with two things. One, it's gonna give Google more knowledge about the zip codes in your specific area, and it's also going to help with the rankings in the long term, okay? Hours of business, make sure these are matching with what's on the website, okay? And then just have those on there. If you guys are truly 24 hours, if you have an answering service or something of that nature, it's okay to be 24, but just make sure that if somebody calls, that there's someone there to answer, okay? We don't need to do anything more from here. You don't have to do this unless you want to, put this out there. Crowd, we don't do anything with crowd. And service options, yes. And then if you guys speak anything other than, maybe Spanish or English, you guys can put that in there, okay? Okay, that is the first step. So that's just to edit the profile, okay? Now, reviews. You do have to get verified before you can add reviews here, okay? But you're gonna wanna get to 10 reviews right away, okay? Friends, family, old customers, best customers, you need to get these to 10 ASAP, okay? I know there's a lot of stigma around reviews. I want people to give good reviews, what's gonna happen with this, what's gonna happen with that. You kind of need to just get over that a little bit, and eventually we're gonna have hundreds of reviews on your Google My Business page. And so just get in the habit, build that muscle. After every job, give your clients a call, send them a text, right? Hey, thank you so much. We really appreciate your business. We're trying to increase our Google presence online, and we would really appreciate if you send us a 5-star review. They like the service? Yeah, happy to. Awesome. Here's the link. Okay, you can go over here and you can literally get a link and send it over to them. Here's the link. much appreciated, right? It can be as simple as that, guys. It doesn't have to be super, super, super complicated, okay? Now, a way to kind of boost your reviews, make each one count for more, you can do a couple things there, right? So you can ask people to leave photos with the review. You can also ask people to mention the specific project about the review. And then when the review comes in, reply, okay? Makes it seem like it's active. It makes it seem like a little community, okay? Photos. You guys should be taking pictures of your projects, okay? I don't think I have to tell anybody nowadays that you need to be posting online, right? So you need to have good pictures, you need to have good videos, okay? As far as pictures go, if you're using something like Company Cam, or you just have like your guys like on site, like, taking pictures, add those to the listing, okay? You want to just continually add those. You want to have as many as possible. It's not going to hurt you, okay? Get the first 10, 15 on there and then continually add them every single week. Okay. Posts. So posts, you're allowed to do posts, and kind of it's not going to let us do that because it's not verified, but here's what a post basically looks like. The title, URL, and what the post is going to be about. And then you can upload a little image. Okay. So get posting. I would say to start with, do like once or twice a week. And then once you're there, you really don't need to like amp it up unless you have a competitor that's just like dominating and they're posting like every day. Then you need to kind of step up your game. But in general, just do 1 to 2 posts a week, and that's great to kind of get you started. Performance is where you can pull up, it's basically analytics from the GMB listing here. It's not completely accurate. It's more like directional. So just take a look at that, make sure everything's good. Make sure you're trending up. When you first start your listing, you will see like a big kind of jump up, depending if you're in the busy season or non-busy season. But then you can do year-over-year comparison. So like this time next year, you can see the big increase from traffic, calls, all that good stuff. Now, as far as products go, what you're going to want to do is mirror your website. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So if you have a website, let's say you're a painting company, you're going to have interior, exterior, cabinet, maybe staining, maybe power washing, maybe drywall as its own standalone service. You're going to want to create a product for each of those, okay? And then you're going to name it the category of the main category. So if it's like interior painting, you're going to do interior painting as the main category, right? And if you have like popcorn ceiling removal, then you're going to want to add popcorn ceiling removal there, add it under the category of interior painting. Next, we don't put prices on here. Prices tend to like scare away people, and pricing is so dependent on each project that it's not really a good idea to put like blanket prices on here. It doesn't qualify people more. Just because they saw a number on the internet does not make them more qualified. Okay, so don't make the mistake of thinking putting price is going to deter just price shoppers. As far as the description here, you can see there's 1,000 characters that's available on here. It's a lot of characters. So what we're going to want to do here is utilize this 1,000 characters that we can tell Google all about our service, where our product is located, where our service is located, our technicians, how we're different, how we do estimates, more information about our interior painting service. And guess what? This is going to help big time when someone's searching for any of these off the wall kind of questions when it comes to interior painting. And guess what? Your Google My Business is going to show up there. Okay. Once you're done with the description, put the link to your interior painting page. Okay. So now what is this virtual cycle that we're building here? We put interior painting, put it under the category, put a product description for interior painting, and then we linked it to our interior painting page. Okay. So we got a nice little circle going from our website to the Google My Business website, Google My Business. That's why I called it a mirror. Okay. And then we're going to select a photo and we're going to put the interior painting, a nice interior painting photo. Okay. You're going to want to repeat that for every single service that you have. So interior, exterior, cabinet, staining, decking, fencing, everything you have on there. Okay. And then you're going to want to mirror that again with the website. So every single service page you have on here, you're going to want to create a product for this. Okay. So once you get that done, that finishes this first round of products. Okay. Now, in terms of services on here, so as a painter, there's all kinds of services that we can offer, right? So we want to select as many as it makes sense. So we'll do interior, cabinet, deck, drywall, door. We don't do furniture painting. We don't do mural, roof painting, siding painting. If you guys do wallpaper removal, do wallpaper removal. If you guys also do actually installation there, if you guys do staining, great. Okay. And then you're going to want to save it. And then it's going to give you this option here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in here and add description for each of these, okay? And you don't want to just chat GPT, just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Google is not dumb. Put no price on here again, and then you're going to want to just remember this is a 300-word description here, so it's a lot smaller. So this is another way for us to just cram information into the Google My Business listing. And if you guys are like, Nate, sounds like a lot of work, like, are you sure this is going to help? This is the difference between people who just half-ass things and then who do things like the correct way, okay? So as you can see here, there's quite a few on here already. And there's also other services that we can add on here, right? So this is going to take some time, but we want to add descriptions and add 300 characters to all of these, okay? So once you're done with all that, you're done with this services section here. Now, bookings. This is through software tools. So if you have a big software tool like Service Titan, there's a couple other ones, then they allow you to like basically set up like calendar integrations basically. But this is only for certain software tools. And so most people won't be able to take advantage of this. But if you are one of those people that have Service Titan or any one of the other softwares that can do this, this is not like a normal thing. If you guys, you're not missing out on this. We've installed this for clients and really haven't seen like a uptick. I think it's a cool feature, but yeah, we haven't just seen like the bottom line results from that yet. Cool. Q&A. So questions and answers. So this is what people can do to basically create like a FAQ kind of section on here. Oh, kicked me out. Give me 1 second here. Cool. So for this Q&A, basically what you need to do to start off with is come up with your 3 to 5 most asked questions, okay? I'm talking stuff that like almost every single person asks you, right? And there's different stages, right? There might be people that ask you different questions in the beginning of the sales process, the end of the sales process, and like maybe in the middle of the sales process, right? So a couple things you can just get answered right off the bat. You guys offer free estimates, what services you guys offer, where are you based out of, also helps with SEO. And this just really helps to kind of lay just a baseline foundation, okay? And for this part here, you're gonna wanna ask the questions and then you're gonna wanna answer the questions as well too, okay? The thing about this is that you wanna be a little thoughtful about this. You don't want people just to, just think like, oh, they just threw something up here. Like be a little bit thoughtful about this. Like actually sit down and think like, okay, like what questions do people ask me, right? Do you provide estimates on site? Do you email estimates? Do you have insurance? Are you guys licensed? How quickly can we get on the schedule? Just a whole bunch of different questions, right? Like how big is your team? Do you guys do commercial? All these different things, right? Put that into the Q&A. Don't overwhelm yourself though. Just go with the top 3 to 5 to begin with, and you can add them over time. Cool. So this is just some other profiles that we have access to. And this is that cool tool there. So that is the basically first round. Okay. So we've started from the beginning of the series. We created the Google My Business profile. Now we're optimizing it. Okay. And the next stage, what we're going to be doing is doing the second round of optimizations to the Google My Business listing. Okay. It's a little bit more involved, a little bit more techy. A little bit more on the like SEO side of things, more advanced stuff. Okay. So again, let's just recap. We created the listing. Okay. Verified. Now we're doing the first round of optimizations. Okay. I'll tell you, out of all the Google My Business listings that we have access to, 9 out of 10 people haven't even made it this far. Okay. The only Google My Business I think I've ever seen that's maybe gotten to this point, like on their nose, when they hired another marketing agency and they did a somewhat okay job of this, but it's never to the standard that we have here. So once we go through that is going to take you a good 5, maybe hours or so to kind of go through all of this and get this all done and updated and not sloppy. So there's no mistakes. But this again sets the foundation for your rankings. Okay. And this is just the beginning of the work here. Okay. Don't be scared. This is what marketing is. Okay. This is not something you just set and forget and, decide one day, hey, I'm going to create my Google My Business listing. I'll come back to it in a year. Okay. So now that we've covered all that stuff, in this next video, should be linked somewhere around here. In the next video, we're going to go over the advanced optimizations. Okay. And that's going to be the 3rd video in the series. And then we'll conclude it with the 4th video in the series where we'll talk about the continuous aspects of the Google My Business that you need to be optimizing for. Okay. So in the next video, somewhere around here, we're going to go into the advanced optimizations of the Google My Business listing. This is Nate. I'll see you guys in the next one.